Welcome back to the ETF Inspector. It's Friday, June 20th, 9:24 at night, and this will be the video for our 7 individual option income strategy funds listed in the title: AMDY, AMZY, APLY, FBY, GOOY, MSFO, and NFLY. Alright, if you go to YieldMax, you click on our ETFs and then covered call ETFs. And these are all the single stock option income funds, right? I also make videos on ULTI, which is the ultra option income fund. It's got like 30 different stocks and funds that it trades. And then I also cover LFGY, the crypto portfolio, and tech industry option income fund. But this one is on the individuals that we listed. I picked NFLY just because Netflix had a decent day. A reminder, if you want a heads up on when videos are coming out, as well as distributions declared from YieldMax, I post them at ETF_Inspector1 on X. I don't really do a whole lot other on that, so this is really just to help point you back towards the YouTube channel, letting you know when videos are coming out. Quick update, we're up to 874 subscribers, getting close to that goal of 1,000. Looking like maybe we got a chance to do it by the end of the month. Maybe, we'll see. All right, we'll take a look first at how the prices themselves did, not necessarily how they traded. So AMD went up 1.14%. AMDY followed it closely, 1.01%. That one's getting pretty low. I don't really like the price of it, but Amazon down 1.33%. Usually when the stock goes down, the YieldMax fund beats it, right? It won't drop by as much. So AMZY lost 1.13%. Apple went up 2.25%. That's a pretty big day. APLY went up 1.2%. Meta down 1.93%. FBY down 1.31%, so lost a little less. Google down 3.85%. So I wasn't paying attention to the market today. I had a busy day at work, but that seems like a pretty big losing day for a big stock like Google. GOOY down 3.31%, lost a little less. Microsoft down 0.59%. MSFO down 0.06%, so almost flat. Netflix up 0.75%. NFLY up 0.54%. All right, it's Friday, so normally that would be payday on your for your distributions, but since we had a holiday on Thursday, today was X day. So if you held any of the group, I believe it was Group B funds, then and you had them today, you couldn't have purchased them today. You had to have already had them today. You'll be collecting your distribution on Monday as opposed to today. So we go on every day after hours, and you can download the intraday trades from YieldMax. We scroll through, we find our 7 different funds. We've got some AMZY, some GOOY, some FBY, some NFLY, some MSFO, is that what we want to call it? And some AMDY. I believe APLY already rolled a day or two ago. Okay, so we'll just go in order, right? Take a look at how things went. So AMDY made some trades. So for starters, it looks like some people sold out of the fund, so they were forced to close 500 contracts of the synthetic. Obviously, that was cost a pretty penny. That's basically the reason. Well, no, not cost. It did well. I'm sorry, because the synthetic's doing well. So selling 500 of those calls that are valued at $20 made $1 million profit. And then they had to close out because they can only trade options on as many as contracts as they have of the synthetic. So if they get rid of 500 contracts of synthetic, they've got to close out 500 of the other options strategies. So overall profiting $900,000 on the day. They are part of Group C. Their next declaration is in 5 days. So Group C will be what we talk about in Sunday's week look ahead and distribution guesstimate. So we've got a couple of Group C's to talk about this week. So be prepared for that. It's a $153 million fund. We said the synthetics doing well, worth $21.6 million if they closed it all out at once. They had to force to close out a little bit today, collected a million off of that. 19 million shares. We don't need to worry about these options for next week. Now we will talk about them in our week look ahead. This is the end of the week. You're not trading Saturday or Sunday, so you just want to see how things went for the week. Next up, AMZY. Again, went ahead and these guys were just rolling, right? So they bought the close. They did well, right? So they're picking good prices. So they rolled last Friday and then didn't do anything all week, and now they're rolling this Friday. So no panic days, nothing early, because if they close anything out early, they're still ending up paying a bunch of premium. So close these out for 3 cents, 217.50s. Opened up 215s for next week for $1.33. Again, closing out more 217.50s for 3 cents. Opening more 215s for next week, $1.64. Overall profit, $1.4 million. Great job, AMZY. Part of Group D, they declare again in 12 days, so not this coming Wednesday, but the one after that. Their synthetics kicking butt. It's a 185 out to July 18th, and the stock's at 209, so it's worth almost $37 million or $2.12 a share. Since we last talked, the outstanding shares increased by 150,000 up to 17 plus million. Net assets, $276 million. All right. APLY's next. They already rolled. We already talked about it in our Wednesday video, so we don't have any trades to talk about for them. Also part of Group D, so 12 days for them as well. Their synthetics not doing well, but it's got all the way till August 15th. It's a $200 strike, and the price is at 201. So basically, there's just more premium coming from the puts than the calls, because technically this should be in the positive, since it's not sitting at 200 would be even, all things considered. So since it's above it and still the puts are more expensive, that tells us that there's just more premium coming from puts. So that means more people think it's gonna go down. I believe I've got that right. All right, options are already moved to next week. We'll talk about them in the Sunday video. Don't need to worry about it. But the synthetics, negative 1.4 million right now. FBY, cover and meta. Another one, right? So they rolled last Thursday and then didn't touch their trades all week, and then closed them out today. Great job. Closed out their 702.50s for 22 cents. Closed out their 705s for 20 cents. Closed out their 702.50s again for 12 cents. Rolled out till next week, picking, everything's next Friday. We've got 705, 705, 702.50. We collected 481, 471, and 458. Overall profit of $883,000. That's a nice way, right? So this was the first trading week for the next cycle for FBY. We're starting off good. Made $883,000 profit on the first week. So good job, FBY. So these is all still yellow because this was this week. So today was your X date. If you have FBY, you'll have 53.63 cents per share deposited in your account on Monday. So I can change that later, negative 2 days. So it's 4 weeks out from Wednesday will be the next declaration. Their synthetic is July 18th, 660 with the stock at 682. It's currently worth $9.5 million or 90 cents a share. There was an increase of 250,000 shares, bringing our outstanding up to 10.6 million outstanding shares, roughly 172 million being managed in FBY. All right, on to GOOY. Let's see. So we had to, what did we do? We actually added to our synthetic here, right? Sold short, sold the calls. Oh, hold on a minute. That's not correct. The synthetics stuck here in the middle. I don't know why that was up top. So they sold some puts, bought some calls. So again, this is still adding to the synthetic. So they added the synthetic, and then this goes with it. That's that 150. So they made a profit off of just adding to the synthetic, and then went ahead and did their. Boy, there's some confusing stuff in here. So we closed some 180s for next week. Closed. Well, let's just go through this together. All right. We closed 180s for next week for a penny. I mean, for this week. We sold 172.50s and 175s, 172.50s, 172.50s for next week. Collecting 74, 129, 112, and 58. And then we bought to close 180s for next week. So I guess these had just already, we had already sold these previously. So, okay, we sold them for $1.17 on the 18th, and we closed them for 11 cents on the 20th. So, nice job there, right? Brought in $362,000 2 days later, closed it for $34,000, nice profit, $600,000. Glad we could go through that together. They've got 19 days till their next declaration. 125 million managed in the fund, 150,000 shares added, bringing it up to 10,375,000 outstanding shares. Synthetics underwater right now. It's a 180 for July 18th with the price at 166. So negative 4 million. So these are where these get ugly, right? So now we need this to go over 180 just to not have to pay money to close it out. But at the same time, we're selling calls at 175 and 172.50. So we don't want it to go over 172.50, yet we want it to go over 180. So we need some incremental increases week by week to get this one profitable without burning our options trades. All right, on to MSFO. Again, they've already had some trades this week, but they did some more. Let's run through it and see what we did. Closed 485s for today, 480s for today, more 480s for today, and 477.50s for today. Those cost $3. These were 13 cents, 13 cents, 9 cents. So won most of them. Unfortunately, lost the biggest portion there, but we got almost all of it back in that trade. And since we won the rest of them, selling 485s for next week, 485s, 482.50s, and 485s. Overall, still made out okay. We lost a small portion, won the rest. $175,000 profit. It's part of Group C, so again, you'll get a guesstimate for these guys on Sunday in our week look ahead because they declare this coming Wednesday. Roughly 129 million managed in the fund, 75,000 share increase since our last video, 7,250,000 outstanding shares. 435 is the synthetic position for July 18th. Stock sitting at 477, so they're worth 12.5 million or $1.74 a share. We don't need to talk about those. All right, and finally, NFLY. Again, they traded on Wednesday and now trading more on Friday. We closed out our 12/22/50s for $20 a share. That's brutal, especially since it only ended at 12.31 a share. So they should have cost like $9 to close. That's if you made it all the way to the end of the day. So obviously, either the stock was higher and scared them, or they just went ahead and did it first thing in the morning, whatever. So we paid a lot, $20 a share to close them out. Rolled up and out to next week, $12.65, only collecting $7.85. Closed the 12.32.50s for $1.24. That's not bad. Sold some 12.47.50s for $9 a share. So we won that side of it. We lost that side by a lot more. So $180,000 loss. Again, part of Group C. You'll get a guesstimate on Sunday. If you come back, 5 days away till the declaration. Synthetics at July 18th, 11.40 with the stock at 12.31. It's worth over $11 million or $1.30 a share. There's 8.7 million outstanding shares and roughly 161 million managed within the fund. All right, that's everything I have for you on these 7 funds. If you like the bigger, more popular ones, NVIDIA, Tesla, Coney, Pallady, you know where to go. Retire on dividends. He's the man. He's got all the big ones. I got the backups, the second string. All right, so I just have the dad joke of the day. So before I do, as always, I just want to thank you. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Please click the like button. Please share it with anybody if you know they own any of these different funds, or if they're thinking about it. Because again, how many investments can you make where you can see every single day how every single dollar was spent and whether it's doing well or not? So these are pretty cool funds to trade. But all right, dad joke of the day off the dad joke calendar given to me by my kids. What do you call an army of babies? Infantry. That's pretty good. Okay, have a great weekend. Tomorrow I will release my personal trades for the week, and there's some pretty interesting stuff in there this week. It was crazy. I'll just give you a hint. Circle Internet Group. That's all I got to say. And if you don't come back for that one, check out the week look ahead on Sunday with the guesstimate for distribution declarations. All right. Other than that, have a great weekend. Good night.